packed, filled 3 days. So if you are thinking about going to Summit, and if you see people on our team posting pictures and things like that, just know that you can go to Summit. Anybody can go to Summit. All you need to do is get your ticket, which I believe for next year, it comes out on Saturday. So next Saturday, it comes out, and it is going to be around like 150 or something. It's always discounted right when it comes out. So that's June 23rd, and it's in Indianapolis, and the dates for next year are already out, and those are July 12th weekend. So July 12th. So they're pushing it back to July because I think that worked out for a lot more people. So Indianapolis, July 12th weekend, Summit tickets come out. You can go. You definitely want to go there. Like all of our team is basically, that's sometimes we meet each other for the very first time at these live events in Summit. So that's always super exciting. All right, so I'm just going to start with some recognition, and then we'll get right into our call. So this is the Maze Leadership Ladder. So the leadership ladder is based on your rank, your volume, you helping other people, your coaches see success. So there's different tiers, and you can learn about the leadership ladder right in your online office. And so we have, for team builders, we have Kelly Marks, Maggie Schweck, Shanna Whitecrave, Lindsay Redding, Mackenzie Chase, Casey McFadden, Kaylee Wine, Michelle Katz, Valerie Nelson, Kristen Gavin, Kim Roberts, Caitlin Smithsky, Jenny Dollinger, Lauren Valancourt, Megan Jones, Teresa Nightinger, Olivia Brackett, Leah Tao, Beth McDonald, Melissa Vores, and Susie Bell. For team leaders, we have, and so for team leaders, you have to have earned at least $1,000 in the month. You're a diamond coach. You have 4 personally sponsored coaches that at least have had a Success Club points, and you also have 5,000 volume points on your weak leg. So when we talk about weak leg, that's when you're starting to build your team. So we have Danielle Hill, Celine Barcati, Terry Bacla, Andrea Wallace, Marie Sardelli, Carrie Steelman-Schmidt, Cassandra, Tyler Smith, Sydney Thompson, Curtis Chavez, Michaela Van Vardelvitz, Amy Reelman, and Brooke Reed. And then for organizational leaders, we have Patrick Reelman, Kate Morgan for the very first time, and Ashley Fall Dyson. So that is pretty awesome. That is for the leadership ladders for May. So the June ones haven't come out yet. And then we have, so far our team has helped almost 600 people so far this month with Success Club points, Success Club challenge packs. So over 600 people, all of Team Boom have joined a challenge group, which is absolutely amazing. And the month is barely over, so that's pretty awesome. So for Success Club, we have Success Club 10, we have Stephanie Pike, Megan Jones, Lauren Vancouver, Jenna Rufo, Jen Sanson, Kamala Zagzera, Anastasia Redding with Success Club 12. We have Teresa Nightinger, Shanna Whitecrave, Nancy Vargas, Michelle Humerich, Casey Bachlet, Bailey Kai, Mackenzie Chase with 14, Cassandra with 14, Tris Wise with 16, Kelsey Moore with 16, Andrea Shulka with 18, Megan Worth with 20, Ashley Bell Dyson with 26, Sydney Thompson with 40, Michaela with 40, and Kate Morgan with 68 Success Club points in June. So that is amazing. Like I said, the month is not over, and so many more people that we can help and get excited about our, 2B Mindset and the new Lift program. So Lift came out last week, and you are now able to unlock it in your on-demand. And those are really awesome. If you guys have been doing them, they're 20-minute workouts. And if you're jumping on the call, just make sure you mute yourself. 20-minute workouts, which is perfect for this busy time of year. So we all get to work out with the super trainers if you go to Summit. So we're really excited about that. All right, so is Christina on the call? Yep, there she is. Okay, so Christina is our guest speaker for tonight. Christina and I actually went to the same college, but we didn't know each other. She was a couple of years younger than me, and we met through one of my coaches went to college with me, and then she went to college with Christina. So such a small world, but we went to the same college, but we met online. So that's kind of how this works with this business. So she is going to go over some tips for new coaches. She had 116 Success Club points over the past 6 months. When she first became a coach, she didn't like start right away. So she went to, I believe your first live event was in Las Vegas, right? Yeah. So she went to one of the live events. She got to meet some of the team, and then she really skyrocketed from there. And hopefully she goes over her Instagram and tips like that. So I'm going to pass the mic to you, and then you can share your story. And then
I'm busy. I need your help with everything.
Are you all done?
Let me just make sure I'm muting everybody. Okay. All right. You can unmute yourself.
I am unmuted. Can you hear me?
Perfect.
You can hear me?
Yep.
Awesome. Hi, guys. I don't know all of you, but I'm Christina, as you got from Annie. You know, like you go into these calls and you think, do I give like an intro to myself? Like, how does this thing work? So I'm just going to give like a small little tidbit about me and then just kind of go into everything. So I am 29. I live in New York City. I started this when I was full-time working overnight shifts in a hospital as a nurse. And now I work as a school nurse. So my hours are much better. Being on these calls is extremely nerve-wracking, and I am not world's best public speaker. I was made fun of in high school because I used to stutter so bad during public speaking because I got so nervous. And then weirdly in college, I got an award for public speaking. So I'm not sure which Christina is going to come out tonight. It's either going to be stuttering, nervous, or it's going to be kicking ass Christina. I guess we'll see when we get to the end of this. So hopefully kick ass Christina. The main reason I said yes to being on this call when asked was because I've been on these calls before, and I know there are so many girls who inspire me, and I learned so many tips and wonderful things from them that I wanted to pay it forward, and I wanted to get out of my comfort zone a little bit. So here I am with you. So I am going to share my screen. I made a PowerPoint so I could consolidate my thoughts a little better, because otherwise I get a little scatterbrained. Let's see. I did this on like my work computer that's like super old, so give me a minute to remember where you view your slideshow. All right, so I titled this Tips from a Coach Who Didn't Crush This Business Right Away, because I didn't. And I think when people first start, you see other people crushing this business in the first few months that they're here. They're getting Success Club 50, Success Club 30, and it's going 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and you're like, what are they doing? And what am I not doing? And you can get really down on yourself from that. So I was happy to be on this call because although I love learning from those girls and I get so inspired by them, I love being a different face on these calls as someone who didn't crush everything right away. So that's when I'm going to give you my tips on that. So my 5 tips. There's no time frame for success. Do more things in person. Listen and absorb. Don't try to be great at everything, and sit close to the fire. So I'm going to go into each one of those little by little. Okay. No time frame for success. My first month as a coach, I hit Success Club 6, and I was like, oh shit, this is easy. I could do this. Yeah, that was my coming out post. And after that, I got crickets. I thought, oh, I guess how this business works is people come to me. And I hit Success Club 8 in the next 5 months in total. It was like one challenge pack here, one challenge pack there. And while this is going on, I'm watching all these other new coaches who are just crushing it. And I was motivated by them and inspired by them, but I'd be lying if I was saying that there wasn't a little bit of jealousy on how they were doing it and why it wasn't happening to me. But you have to put up your blinders, because what happens to one person isn't going to happen to you, and there's no time frame for success. I truly believe that everyone on our team has everything they need to be successful. It's whether you will stay in it long enough to finally hit your success. So maybe your success comes in month 1, but maybe it doesn't come till month 6. Maybe it doesn't come till 1 year. Whenever it is, or if it's not there yet, just put up your blinders and don't quit. That's my first tip. Put up your blinders. What happens to everyone else may not happen to you, and that's okay. If in my first 6 months I thought, wow, I guess I'm not that good at this, I'm really not getting that much Success Club points, and to me that was like a measure of worth. If I quit after 6 months, I would have no idea that in the next 6 months I would hit a total of Success Club 116 points. When I went back through my account and I added it up, I was amazed. And not in a cocky way, in a, wow, I actually did this way. I put up my blinders, I stayed focused, and it happened. And it's going to happen to you. If it hasn't happened yet, I promise it will happen to you. Slide 1. Okay. There is no time frame for success. Just don't give up. Put 2 different people on this slide. I have my dad and I have my coach, Anne-Marie. My dad is a huge part of my why. This is where I may get slightly emotional. He passed away a few years ago. It sucks. But one thing I learned from him is don't give up. Literally, that man right there didn't let me quit anything in life. Like everything. Oh, well, let me give you a back before that, not to get super sad, but my mom passed away when I was little. So in my teenage years, it was just me and my dad. And God, this man did not let me quit anything. It was just me in the house with him, and his rule was don't give up. Wanted to quit dancing school, he wouldn't let me. I wanted to quit track, he wouldn't let me. I got a 90 on a test and I got yelled at that it wasn't a 96 or a 100. Literally, this man set such high standards, and just don't give up, that is forever ingrained in my head, that whatever I start, I don't give up. So I want you to ingrain that in your head, that at this point, you will not give up. To my second picture, my coach, Anne-Marie. The reason I put her on there is because I love her, but because the minute I signed up was around exactly 1 year ago from this point. And I heard of Summit, and it just seemed like this magical thing of like Disneyland that you've never gone to, but other people think is really cool, and maybe someday you'll get to go there. And the minute she got out of Summit, I think this is how it works, someone correct me if not, the minute she got out, she was like, you need to get a Summit ticket, you're buying it. Basically, plain and simple. And I was like, my coach told me so, I'll do it. So I bought a Summit ticket. And having that Summit ticket for this month is what pushed me to work so hard for 1 year, because in my head, my father was saying, don't give up. And I was, what's the word I'm looking for? In my head, I had to work until Summit. That was my one motivating factor. If you can't give up before Summit, like you're going, and you better be like at least doing the business to go, because you're not selling your ticket. That's not an option. You are not just not showing up because you paid for it. No, you're going. And if Anne-Marie hadn't made me buy that Summit ticket, not that she made me, but you know what I mean. She hadn't told me how amazing it was to buy a Summit ticket, I might not be here today. So every new coach and every coach who's on this call, whenever those Summit tickets go on sale, buy one. Simply buy one and tell yourself, I will be here 1 year from today, and I'm going to Summit. And maybe I'm doing great at that point, but maybe I'm not, but I'm not giving up. Plain and simple. And I have little notes right here, so if I look down. And Anne-Marie told me, just stick with it. You have to be here 1 year, 2 years from today. If you quit too soon, you may not see the potential you have. And she's right. If I quit at that 6 month mark, I might not know that the next 6 months had so much earning potential for me. And if I never saw that earning potential right now, I wouldn't have the goal of, hey, you could do this and you will do this full time within the next 2 years. And now that is my goal. Had I quit, that wouldn't have been my goal. And my life is forever changed because of that man and that girl. No time frame for success. Put on your blinders. Don't give up. Just grind and do those vitals and it will happen. Okay. Next slide. I can't see the chat. So if you guys, oh, actually there it is. Let me see before no, I love you guys. Okay. I feel like the universe gives me amazing quotes when I need it the most. So this quote came up yesterday while I was listening to You Are a Badass by Jen Cicero, and I was like, that's going in my PowerPoint presentation. So I'm going to read it to you. I kind of took out little bits just because it was so long. Keep moving towards your goal regardless of what's flung in your path. This shit is not for sissies. The moment it gets hard or expensive or puts you at risk of looking like a moron, if you haven't made the decision, you will quit. So often we pretend we've made the decision when what we've really done is signed up to try until it gets too uncomfortable. So I want you to ask yourself right now, am I only in this until it gets too uncomfortable, or have I made the decision to not quit no matter what happens? Basically, are you a sissy or are you not? I want every single person on this call to put in that chat box something along the lines of, I will not quit. And I want you to mean it with your entire heart and your entire soul. And I'm not going to my next slide until, I don't know how many people are on this, fudge. I don't know how many people are on this call. So I just want to see the chat box blow up, and then I will go to the next slide. So I'm going to wait. Who's not quitting? Nice. You guys are good. You guys are fast. And I want you to mean that. Do you mean you're not quitting? Because you better not quit. I'm going to write down all of your names, and whoever's on this call in 1 year, I'm going to stalk you. No, just kidding. I don't have that time. Yes, 16, 17, 19. You guys are awesome. I'm going to wait till it stops flying up high. Okay. 23. You guys are awesome. 24, 25. Oh, my God. That's how many people on our team are not quitting. You will be here 1 year from today because you are not a sissy. And you're not signing up until this gets uncomfortable, because it will get uncomfortable. I promise you that. Oh my God, 28. You guys are awesome. If you have not wrote in that box, I want you to think about, why are you afraid to say that you will not quit? You will not quit. Okay, I'll move on now. 31. I love you guys. Okay. I don't know if you can see. Can you guys see the top of my slide? All I see is my share screen thing.
Yep, we can see it.
Cool. I don't even know what it says. Hold on, moving my. Do more things in person, even if you're an introvert. So you might hear me on this call, and you might think, oh my God, this girl is so outgoing. I don't know, whatever you're thinking in your head, I'm not. I hate going to things in person. I can sit behind my screen and I can do so many things from a computer, but God, I get so anxious meeting people in person. Like literally, shit my pants nervous. That's like the truth. So the top left picture is me in Vegas. Anne-Marie again said, you should go to GoPro. And I said, yeah, okay, sure. I do what Anne-Marie says. So I signed up for GoPro, and the girls in my room, I did not know. I'd never met before in my entire life. And I went to GoPro like an idiot without getting any of their phone numbers except for Anne-Marie, and she wasn't coming till the second day. So I get to the hotel and I ask for my key, and they won't give it to me. And I'm freaking the fuck out in this lobby, like internally, not externally, because I'm good at hiding it. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't know these people. How am I going to get in this room? I'm going to be in this lobby all night. And like, the thoughts just go crazy in my head. And I got in contact with Lisbeth on Facebook. And within like 5 minutes, she was in the lobby, and I felt like a whole new human being. And everything was great from that point, because every single person on this team is amazing. You may not know it yet because you haven't met them in person and they live behind this screen and you just think they put on this facade of a wonderful life. No, every single person on this team is amazing. Go to something in person, meet them, and the minute you are around them, you will realize what a wonderful atmosphere Team Boom is. We are all genuine, good-hearted, amazing, wonderful people who we just click because we all have this thing inside of us that makes us want to inspire others to be better. So go to more things in person. Even if you're an introvert like me and you freak the fuck out going somewhere, I don't care. I wanted to fly home the minute I landed in that lobby. Not landed in the lobby, you get what I mean. The minute I was in that lobby, I wanted to fly home because I was shitting my pants. I was so scared because of meeting people in person. Within 5 minutes, I promise you will be fine. Just go. Top right, meet Super Saturday. Go to those. Bottom left, I met up with a bunch of girls who live in New York City and we met for dinner. Reach out simply in our Boom Team Facebook page. Find who lives in your area. Meet up with them, because when you're in person, it's someone who relates to you as opposed to someone who's just behind a computer screen who you don't really see their true personality until you're in person. Bottom right, Mexico, and had a blast because our team is so awesome. Do more things in person. Realize what a good, genuine team we have, and you will be hooked on Beachbody, which sounds so weird, but you'll be hooked on Team Boom. Okay? That's the next tip. Okay. This slide is so boring. Clearly, I'm not a teacher. Listen, and that's why I'm a school nurse. Listen and absorb. You're on this team call, which I'm super proud of you. Do you actually get on most team calls? When I first started, God, my first 6 months, I probably could count on my 2 hands how many times I got on a team call. It was just one of those things like, I hope I get on it this week. No. In the past 6 months, ever since my Success Club number, at the time my Success Club number started going up was one of the reasons why was I got on every single week for the team call. I think I've missed maybe 2, one when I was in Ireland and one last week because someone, Kelsey Connor on our team flew into town and was only in New York City for a day, so I met her. But do you get on team calls? Yes, they're long. Yes, you don't want to do it. No offense. I don't want to take an hour of my time once a week because that's a precious amount of time, but I do it. I get on the team call because every single time I am on this call, I learn something. Even if it's just one little tidbit that I take into my journey, those tidbits add up over time and will forever change how you are as a coach. Something, I hope, from this team call resonates with you, and I hope it inspires you to get on more team calls because they really are so helpful. Do you do our team trainings? We have some amazing resources at our fingertips. For me, one thing that really helped me was our Instagram training, because before this, I maybe shared like 10 photos in total. And then once I started doing this, I started sharing a lot more. And I didn't know a lot of things about Instagram, like how people look at it like a magazine, and you should use the same filter for everything because it makes it coherent. And someone in one of our Instagram trainings shared an app called Plan, Plann, that simply lets you see if you, like, some days I'll be like, I don't know if this post will flow on my Instagram page. So I'll go into Plan and it's like a pretend upload. So you can pretend to put it in Plan and see what it will look like on your Instagram if you did upload it. And there's times where when I put something in there and I'm like, ooh, that really doesn't flow. I'm going to save that picture for another day. And today I'm going to try and work on a different picture for today. So I wouldn't have known about that app had it not been for the team training. That's one thing I picked up from that. So I encourage you to do team trainings and see what you learn from them. Do you listen to our national wake-up call? Okay, let me backtrack a second. You may not get on all of these things live. We have lives. Go back and listen to recordings. Do you listen to the national wake-up call? I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Ashley Phil Dyson was on one of these calls. Maybe it was National Wake Up, maybe it was 411 Beachbody. I don't know, they kind of all run together in my head. But she was on a call, and I listened to it. And it was simply how she invites. We see her numbers. We know she's fucking rocking it. How is she inviting? I learned it from her. Simple. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't, but she makes a page, writes down the numbers on each side, and quantifies it. Because if you don't quantify it, my first 6 months, I was just sending out random invites. I actually didn't quantify anything. I remember texting her like 2 days after listening to her call and saying, holy crap, I need to thank you so much because I wasn't at Success Club and now I'm at Success Club 8 and I can't wait to see where the rest of the month goes. So if you haven't listened to that specific call, wherever it is, sorry guys, find it. That one's amazing. Use what we have. Listen, absorb the little things that help you. And yeah, we have so much at our fingertips. God, I keep blanking on words. Take advantage of them because you will learn so much. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, as everyone says. Just listen and absorb to what we already have. Clearly, my sides got a little boring as I kept going. Don't try to be great at everything, at least not right away. What changed between my first 6 months and the next 6 months? My first 6 months, I didn't know what I was doing. I tried to be good at so many different things, and my brain was just in so many different places, and I wasn't honing it in, and I wasn't finding my niche. The next 6 months, I figured out that Instagram is my jam. I'm horrible. Clearly, you see these slides. I am horrible at writing out my thoughts. I have one sentence on this slide. Imagine what my post look like. It literally takes me like half an hour to write a post. People say it gets easier. It's not getting easier for me. I don't love sharing posts because it takes me so long to write them. I love Instagram stories, and you keep hearing about them in these videos, but they really are, they're amazing because you can just share such a small tidbit of your life, and people want to get to know you. They want to like you, and they get to know you without actually knowing you, and it builds that trust. So I stopped trying to be great at everything, and I started trying to be great at Instagram. And for me, that was my thing. Hold on. I'm going to take a look at the chat and make sure if anyone's asking questions, I'm answering them. Before I keep Beachbody Champions page. Thanks, bro. How long did it take me to build my Insta following? Great question. I don't officially know the answer to that. I know that probably in my first 6 months, I did, oh my God, my brain is scatterbrained. This is why people don't leave up the chat box. I'm writing my Instagram name in there for you guys to follow me.
Oh.
So how long did it take me to build my Instagram? In my first 6 months, I don't know. I probably had maybe 600 followers. I had friends from college, but I was so uncomfortable. That word uncomfortable from that Jen and Cicero post. I was so uncomfortable friending new people. It seemed weird to me. I made a big deal of it in my head, and you have to get over that. If you want to work this business, you have to get over that fear of being uncomfortable of friending people. I literally just started going to anyone that I was friends with, opening their friends and friending their friends. It just hit a point where I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm friending you and you and you and you and you and you and you, because no one's going to see it if you're not adding friends. So between that point, like 6 months ago and now, I think I'm at like 1,500, but it's not as much as a lot of people on our team. And I'm okay with that because I develop relationships with those people and build it small and close. And that's why I get Success Club points as opposed to just trying to I curse like a truck driver. Yeah. Sometimes.
So did you feel that you got more comfortable doing invites as you started to do them?
Yes, definitely. So yes, all my Success Club points come from Instagram. I've probably gotten maybe 6 out of the 116 from Facebook, in all honesty.
And that's from you reaching out and inviting those people every single day and going on their stories.
Yes.
And interacting with them.
So I'll tell you how Joanne had asked in my post how I go about it. So for me, my personal preference, I don't know where I came up with this process. I have no idea. I friend someone. The minute I see them add me back, I go to their page. Whatever their last post is, their most recent post, I like it. Because in my brain, that's a timestamp of when we became friends. It may not be a post from yesterday, today, maybe from 3 weeks ago, a month ago, but I can at least see we haven't been friends long, or we have been friends for, oh my God, you've uploaded like 30 posts since then. we've been friends for a while, so clearly you've been following me. So I like their first post. If it relates to me, I write a comment underneath. Not always, probably like 5% of the time I write a comment because it doesn't always relate to me. But my jam is stories. I literally go through stories every single day, and I respond to every single thing that I resonate with. I watch one, and no offense to our team, I literally will skip our team until I finish going through followers. I want to learn from our team, but I need to build rapport with other people before I obsess over what everyone else is doing. So I go through all the stories of my new followers and respond to everything. Oh my God, you have a dog? I love dogs. What kind of dog is that? I'm a nurse. I work with kids. Oh my God, your daughter is so cute. How old is she? Oh my God, that food. Why do I keep saying, oh my God? I don't always say that, I swear. Your food looks delicious. Did you make that or did you buy that? And it starts up a conversation. I try to not leave it like a solid comment. I try to end it with a question so that people respond back to me, and it somehow builds a conversation. And it may be where I respond and they don't respond back, and I'm fine with that. I really did genuinely mean my comment and you read it and you just didn't care to respond, whatever. And I do that nonstop. So there's people who I will write to without realizing, because we do resonate. I resonate with them, and I'll write, I don't know, comment after comment on their stories, and usually eventually people write back. Or if it's someone who I friended that doesn't follow me, they're like, who is this girl that keeps talking to me? They go to my Instagram, and then I get friended usually after trying to talk to them in their stories. So that gets me a way of, like, I don't really use Cleaner and Captivate too much. I attempt to get my followers to follow me unless I really see they're not my tribe and they're just not, I just don't like something about them. So I use stories and write a ton of comments. Then when I go to invite, I see who's watching my stories. And I think, I'm sorry, I'm blanking, but someone in one of the most recent calls talked about how they go to one of their last stories. So I'll put up like 2 workouts in a row. If someone sees my first workout and they don't care to see my second, they're not watching my second. But if I go to my second workout post, I see who's watched that story, and I send them actually, I'm going to open up my thing on my phone. I send them a message basically saying, give me one second. I have like a whole thing in my phone of that I kind of copy and paste. Hey girl, I noticed you capturing glimpses of my stories. Thank you so much for supporting my journey. It means the world to me. Sometimes I end it there and that's it. If I'm kind of uncomfortable, I just don't know how to feel it out. Sometimes I'll say, are you on your own health journey? And then I get an open-ending question that sometimes they respond to. Sometimes if I'm feeling ballsy and I really need Success Club points, I just go right in and I'll continue with, it means the world to me. I'm not sure if you're interested, but I'm starting an online group to help ladies, right now it says, reach our goals for this summer. I'm providing the support, meal plans, recipes, ideas, and workouts. Is that something you might be interested in? Like, in my head, you're watching my stories. You're asking for me to message you. Plain and simple. Like, it's my way of not feeling like I'm interrupting their life because they're taking the time to watch me. So that mindset shift is so important in my head because I don't like just randomly messaging people. So that's one of the things I write. I'm trying to see. Or I love to add polls to my stories. So yesterday I did one. It was me getting a pedicure. And it was me like shaking in the chair because of the massage. And I literally just wrote a poll that said, when you get a pedicure, what's your favorite part of a pedicure? The back massage or the calf and foot massage? And whatever people responded, I wrote back to them like, oh, you love the foot and calf massage? Me too. Like, I don't know. I just wrote random stuff. So, and I do polls like every day, every couple of days, and I just build rapport off of their answers. No calf, 24% said back massage, and that is my favorite. So I message those people like, oh, I live for the back massages too. I would probably pay just for that chair. Or I'll write to the people like calf foot massage, be like, oh, I wish the lady at my nail salon gave a calf foot massage that's better, but luckily I really like the chair. I don't know, I'm stupid. So make polls because they help you interact with people, and build a more natural relationship as opposed to a forced relationship. So I think polls are really important. So Joanne had asked, how do I get people from that friend zone to like inviting them? So for me, it is that process of like their thing, see how long we've been friends, start responding to stories. At some point, whenever I feel like our relationship is developed enough, I will send an invite. Or if I constantly see someone watching my stories, but they don't have a story that I'm responding to, I will go to their page and like stuff and maybe comment. And I kind of just ballsy send them an invite right away because they're watching my stories. So that's kind of my process. And to keep track of, I'm not good at Asana. I'm not really good at pen and paper. Like, Lord, if you saw my notes right now, like this is my introduction on an envelope for this, wherever the other half is. Like I am papers everywhere. Like I just am not a type A personality. So for me, the feature in Instagram that I really love is you can start a conversation. So anyone who I feel like I'm building good rapport, they've expressed some interest in workouts or meals, I star them. And like once every couple days, a week, I'll scroll all the way to the bottom of my starred conversations and I'll repeat talking to those people from the bottom because then that keeps them in my inbox. So I find that really helpful. Anyone have any questions about where do you find the quotes you post on Instagram? I love the layout. I love Pinterest. That's where I get all of them from. Maybe if I read it in a book that I'm reading, that's where I find that. Where do I run my challenge groups? I run it on Facebook. I have tried challenge group app. For some reason, I don't get that much interaction in there, sadly, and it breaks my heart when I find people on Instagram without a Facebook group. But for me right now, I run it on Facebook with a few other coaches on our team. What do you say when you reach back out to people who showed interest but never followed through? They never followed through or I never followed through? I'm going to scroll to my follow-up notes in my note section. Oh, no, not that one. If they never followed through, I will respond back. So these are the ones I have written on my phone. Hey girl, I'm sure you're super busy, but I just wanted to check back in to see your thoughts on my last message. Hey girl, I'm just following up to see if you saw my last message. I know I'm guilty of glancing at my messages and then forgetting. Just checking back in to see your thoughts. Hey, I was wondering if you're still interested because I haven't heard back from you. Are you still serious about losing weight? Are you still serious about fixing your diet? Stuff like that I'll ask. Hey, just wondering if you're still interested. I haven't heard back from you. Are you still interested in learning more? That's another one I use a lot. Sometimes I'll throw in no hard feelings either way. Just want to know if I should hold you a spot in my upcoming group. If they really are just truly ignoring me, I'll just say, hey, seems like right now isn't the best time for you. I'm going to put you on my follow-up list for next month if that's okay. Either they don't respond, no hard feelings, or they do respond. And maybe, I don't think I've ever really gotten a no. Not that I remember in my head. But most of the time they either ignore me or they say, okay, sure, that sounds great. Yes, keto is, I have gotten that too. I'm trying to work on a way to battle that one. I personally just tell them, girl, I don't know how you're going to live without carbs for the rest of your life. Like for me personally, I can't give up tacos. I can't give up pizza. I want to have cake on my birthday. I want to, and I'll just go through a whole list of foods I like. And I'll be like, is that really realistic for you to give up carbs? And I just see their answer. Marie, I'd love to hear your suggestion about keto. I'm going to keep going just because I don't know how my time is.
No, I'm sorry. I was actually still typing. Do you want me to tell you what I tell people?
Yeah, please. I'd love to.
Oh, okay. So my husband actually, like as much as I've done with this, he's been struggling with his weight and he decided to do keto. So he lost in a month, I think he lost about like 40 pounds.
Whoa.
So I always tell people, well, probably about 35 pounds in 6 weeks. And I always tell people, if you want me to make you skinny, I could totally make you skinny. Like cut out carbs, you know? And then sometimes I joke with people, I was like, yeah, but you're going to have a heart attack because if you eat tons of meat, like, how is that realistic? You know? And I always, and then when they tell me that, I get so many keto things, and then I make an objection post, like not an objection, like post on my Facebook or Instagram saying that, yeah, you could do this and lose a bunch of weight, but what we're about is not a quick fix in that long-term health and wellness, losing weight and understanding of food and actually building that long-term health and wellness. And then they see that, you know, doing what we do, and I call it granny style, is the old-fashioned way of working out, eating all your food groups, and finding balance. And I always tell them, and I think when I would relate to them and say, yeah, like my husband totally did that. Like he lost a crap ton of weight and then gained it all back plus 10. You know, and it's, yeah. So, sorry, I was going to keep typing under and then you.
You're fine. I like the interactive. It's nice to take a sip of water.
Yeah, exactly. So, and put that in your post too. Like you can totally, you know, yeah, anybody could be skinny and take a bunch of fat burners and only eat meat, but you're going to look good for what? Like 3 weeks?
Yep, it's true.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you. So what changed between my first 6 months and the next 6 months? Honestly, for me, Instagram. Sit close to the fire. Who wants to learn and grow? And do you surround yourself with positive people on this journey who are on fire? I mentioned in an earlier slide, do you get on team calls? Like I said, some calls are going to resonate with you, some just aren't. And that's okay. We're all different and we all need to learn different things. But for me, one call that like really, really resonated with me was Celine Bacardi. She said in that call, I've been envisioning being on the team call for months. Like in the shower, I dream about being on the team call. I dream about walking across the stage. Like these are going to happen. And I thought, holy moly, I have never thought about being on the team call. I'm going to think about that. Like, what am I going to say? So probably whenever Celine was on this call, thank you, Celine, because like I don't know how long ago it was, however many months ago she made that call, I've been in the shower thinking about what am I going to talk about on the team call? And literally when I was asked, I wasn't freaking out because holy moly, this is happening. Like, this is cool. So her fire passed along to me. She wanted to grow and she knew I'm going to be on that team call. I'm going to walk across that stage. And I never was that confident before that call. And after that call, I was like, yeah, I'm going to be on the team call. I'm going to walk across that stage. So tonight, tomorrow, whenever you're in the shower, mentally prep. What might you say on the team call? I have a horrible wardrobe, so I'm going to plan a new outfit. What are you going to wear when you walk across that stage? Listen to the fire. What?
I said shower thoughts.
Yes.
I swear I have the same things in the shower. Like I pop in the shower for like 10 minutes and I'm like, I like have that vision of like what's going to be that next thing.
I love that. So if you aren't doing that, do that. When I say who wants to learn and grow, when I first started this business, like I said, I was not a fast builder. And my God, was it could bring you down when you don't see your name on that Success Club board and it goes up week after week after week and you just aren't on it. My God, not to be a Debbie Downer, but that's how I felt. Like, another month, another week, I'm not on there. And I saw other coaches' names not on there. And we were all fairly new. And I decided, you know what? Clearly they want to work the business. They're sharing stuff. They're being a part of stuff. Let me reach out to them. So I reached out to like Samantha Goetz, Erin Campman, Kelsey Connor, Danielle Patchy, and we all just like basically chatted all the time because we were all struggling with the same things, but we truly wanted to learn and grow. So if you have not surrounded yourself with that community yet, find other coaches who want that and need that and build each other up, and don't constantly talk about the negatives, because the girls I talk to, we might share and vent a little bit, but we are always focused on growing and learning. So if you need a buddy, write in that chat box and find a buddy that you want to learn and grow with.
I was just going to say, like, I truly love that you said that about putting your blinders on, because I think it's very common that we all get on Facebook and we'll look at that. And the first thing we do is we'll look at our coaches' stories, or we'll look at that board and we'll compare ourselves. But the moment that you, like you said, you put your blinders on, you decided, you made your own shower thoughts, right? Like envisioning yourself doing your stories, focusing on building rapport with other people, focusing on what you're good at, and keeping that why in the back of your mind. Like that's when you started to see month after month that growth. And really that's what this business is about, is just that never give up attitude. Like you're going to be here no matter what. And really having that tunnel vision of getting to Disneyland is where you're going on Wednesday. So I love that. I took like a million notes, but keep going.
Actually, this is my last slide, and I think you ended it better than I could end it. It 100%, honestly, like what you just said summed up everything in a perfect way, and that's how I'd like it to end. Okay. And anyone can ask me questions, but I really think literally that's my last slide. I'm not lying.
Okay.
Okay, wait. I unmuted myself.
If anyone has any questions, we'll take a couple more. You can put in the chat.
Can you guys hear me or no?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. I can't like see myself, so this is weird. Yeah. I'm actually like scrapbooking for my friend's like rehearsal dinner on Wednesday, so it's kind of crazy. I just needed to, and I'll probably get emotional. I love Christina so much. Holy shit, she's amazing. I am so proud of her right now. It's like literally making me cry. I went through hell this year, and I felt like I just wasn't there for her for like a lot of it, even though she says I was. But I went through a lot like this last like 8 months. And if there's anybody who can just like, holy shit, put her blinders on, find someone else to like, when I was like weak, to like go to, and to make sure that she was going to stay on top of the business, even when I just like couldn't be there for her through certain times. She's just amazing. And I just am such a proud coach, and I'm so happy that I'm finally like back in it. But I just love her, and her story is so amazing. And she went a little bit into like, you know, her dad and things, but I think it goes so much deeper, and I really I see huge things for her. And I'm going to miss you guys so much in Indy, but I love you.
I love you.
Mwah. I love this whole freaking team. I just had to add that. Sorry guys, if that was just emotional and ridiculous.
Oh, that's amazing. That's kind of what this is like you're everyone on this team has that, you can find that person and build them up, right? Like how I found Anne Marie, and then she found Christina, and then Christina's going to have her huge team. And that's really what this business is about, is that relationship. So yeah, it's okay to cry.
And I didn't actually know Christina, so I just like stalked SUNY Cortland alumni, and that's how I found her. Oh. And then she finally joined me 8 months later. But yeah.
So Anne Marie mentioned like when she was struggling with everything emotionally, or physically too. One of the fires I sat close to was Brooke Reed, and I have to shout her out for doing amazing things, and she deserves recognition for just being phenomenal. So thank you, Brooke.
Yeah, babe.
My fire. How many
You are welcome.
Question. Oh, thanks. I don't know that answer. And Annie, how many people are on our team?
How many on tonight, or the team?
The team.
There's almost like a little over 3,000 now, all of Team Boom coaches.
Holy moly.
Yeah, so kind of crazy. 6 months ago, there was 0. So like you said, you got to put your blinders on. You just focus on who you are. You're like literally the things that I have like a notebook of things, but like there's no time for success. Everybody in this business is going to go at it at different times. Like, you know, I'm not, you know, I'm a turtle. Sometimes I'm successful 5, like, but you just have that attitude, like you said, of just doing it and never giving up, and having that strong why, which is amazing of your dad. And I know your story, and that is what it's about, is not giving up when you're starting to get uncomfortable, because when you're going to get uncomfortable is when you're truly going to have to send out those invites, you know, like you said. So, and I think you nailed it. That's awesome. Yeah. So I will post this in the recording, and everybody go follow Christina. Her stories are hilarious. I like that she's like, I'm a little weird too. So sometimes she says does weird things, and I'm like, that's my girl. So it's cool. You can see your personality coming out, and you've grown so much from going to that first event, not even that long ago. And here you are, like you haven't even gone to Summit yet. So
I don't even have a star yet. Like I'm working. No, I don't even have a diamond. Like I'm working for a diamond. Like I see all these people hitting diamond, and I'm like, it's gonna happen to me. Like I'm just gonna keep grinding. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Blinders.
yes, it will.
Lighting my fire.
Yay.
And I'm
All right, so we will give you your well-deserved boom. So on the count of,
Well, now you don't.
1, 2, 3. Thank you guys. Love you. See some of you at Summit. If not, I'll see you next year. Marie, you need a hand there? All right. Bye. Thank you so much, Christina.